Good evening, judges. My name is Kobe. I actually just got back from China yesterday for this presentation, and we'll be going back early tomorrow. So, what does a young man have to share coming all the way back from China? Well, today I want to talk about inspiration, failures in my startup. So, I was born and raised in a small city in southern China. My family wasn't exactly wealthy, but rather a working class household. So, I've always had this entrepreneurial spirit in me. I would sell gaming cards and accessories to make some pocket money. When I was 13, I was making $1,000 per week by selling mobile phones. I would literally talk you into buying anything, even if you don't really need them. That was the year when Steve Jobs passed away, and that's when I get a chance to learn about his stories. That was the year I was deeply inspired to become an entrepreneur like him, not just a salesman who's looking for short-term profit. When I turned 15, my family decided to send me to New Zealand for better education. It wasn't easy adapting, so I started 2 local businesses, both turned out failing, but I did not stop. 1 year later, I convinced 3 of my friends to start up another company, A Brilliant Signature. We helped young generation to design beautifully handwritten signatures. It was tough in the beginning when we were trying to sell our service around the local market. When it almost seemed like another failure, we decided to switch to a low-touch model by completely driving traction to our website, and everything started to work out. We successfully grew from a local startup to an international company with Australian and Singapore clients, generating over 1K in sales revenue. With the help with Mr. Murray, my business mentor and teacher, I've learned a lot about business, from finance to pitching, from website design to getting sponsorship, you name it. I remember my family and friends asked me, why did you stop playing computer games all of a sudden? And I said, well, because I found a new game, and it's called entrepreneurship. I was in love with the game. We were lucky enough to compete with the best 17 young enterprise company all over the nation and ended up winning National Company of the Year in 2015. But ironically, it turned out to be not a failure. And this one hit me hard. I was devastated. I thought entrepreneurship was for me. I did not know what to do in a few months, and after a couple of conversations with my family, I decided to go to University of Auckland for a major of accounting and finance. Frankly speaking, I thought it was time to move on to a better or smarter career path, make lots of money, be an accountant, and buy some houses. So in the first semester of uni, I've been working quite hard, while a lot of my friends were struggling. So I had this notes written down for my tax exams. In the beginning, I was sending to all my friends, but later as more and more people were asking for it, to make some extra cash, I started selling them for $10 a piece. That was when I realized that it was not only a good way for academic-wise students to make some pocket money, but also my classmates' grades improved dramatically. And throughout the semester, I slowly realized that the early failure did not change my passion for entrepreneurship by even 1 bit, but rather it makes me want to try again even harder. It's like what Steve said. I've been rejected, but I was still in love, so I decided to start over. I started by doing some research, and here are the results. Do you know that the price of 1 textbook can get you 1,000 of those 30 years ago? The rise of textbook price is higher than any other consumer product in the whole world. And what is even more ridiculous is that less than 30% of the content in textbook are actually used by students. They've been caught just by moving some graphs around and calling a new edition. And secondly, according to research by University of Michigan, students who just review the notes that are given to them can do almost as well as the student who wrote and reviewed their notes. But the problem is, more than 80% of students are unable to take competent notes, which directly affected their grades. Now, I was blown away by the statistics, and I started talking, to some people around me to see what they think. And man, it's like talking to Donald Trump about Mexico. Students are spending way too much time and money for disproportionate return for their academic performance. They told me they've been constantly feeling burned out because intense workload, financial and academic pressure. A recent study in Victoria University actually shows that these students mostly are feeling sleep deprived, highly stressed and anxious, which directly contribute to depression and other mental issues. There's a flaw in the current educational system, and I decided to change this by starting Note A+. Our vision is simple. We want to help students study smarter, not harder. By smarter, I mean you can spend less time, money, and effort for better results. Right now, we do that by building a peer-to-peer online learning platform that compiles all student-made materials into one major database. Simply put, we are a place where you can buy and sell study notes. I recruited the other 4 members who shared the same vision with me, and then after conducting a market research on 800 people, we decided to kick out with our MVP product. By MVP, I mean only a Facebook page and a Google form. We had our first 100 users and $2,000 in revenue with minimal investment. And we've also taken part into the Velocity 100K Challenge, which is the university version of Venture Acceleration Program. There were more than 90 ventures, and it was not easy being the only one full of freshmen. I remember us thinking that we were walking in the wrong room because it was full of mid-aged professors and scholars. But we worked incredibly hard. We were sleeping less than 20 hours per week during that time, and it all paid off when we became the final qualifier for Velocity 100K Challenge. And throughout the process, we've encountered our very important business mentors, Henji and Aleph. Henji is the CEO of a 5 million user company. His expertise in educational industry and edtech development play a crucial part in the growth of Note A+. In 2017, we officially registered as a company and launched our official website, and everything started to work out. We had a tremendous growth. We reached over 40K in revenue, 2,000 users, acquired notes from almost 100 different courses. This was achieved with less than $1,000 in marketing costs and an overall of 70% margin. I think this early success is showing the future potential of the company. But it was never how much money or revenue that I'm proud of, but how many fellow students we've actually helped or impacted. Along the way, we helped more than 2,000 students, and almost 90% of them saw an improvement in their grades. And these comments here are honestly what motivate me to get up every single morning. I might sound like a politician when I'm saying this, but we are also creating a lot of jobs. Right now, we have 2 interns, 5 student ambassadors, 25 note checkers, and 34 sellers who are making $125 on average per week. That is equivalent to 10 hours of part-time work. The academic-wise students are rewarded for their knowledge and contribution, which allow them to focus on what they do best. That is creating valuable and quality content to help any other students to learn. Now let's talk a little bit about business side of things. So we don't have any competitors in New Zealand right now, but we do have this 6 competitive advantage to compete overseas. Firstly, our pricing is more competitive because we figured out an effective channel to reach our seller. And secondly, our network cycle can create a strong barrier for new entrants, as it's extremely hard for them to catch up from scratch. And this, our overseas competitors are strongly disfocused, so that means they are unable to provide a variety of notes to each university. Furthermore, we are closer to our customer because we are one of them. We know exactly what they want, and we can react much faster to their wants and needs, as well as requests and feedback. From the technical aspect, for sellers, we have advantage of digital rights management. So the rights and benefits of the sellers will be protected, encouraging them to upload more content on our platform. For buyers, we have an advantage allowing them to customize and annotate their own notes. This better support their learnings through co-creating their own content. And lastly, we have a very unique and strict quality check process to ensure every single piece of content on our platform is accurate, unique, complete, and free from error. Now we take quality check very seriously. Our revenue stream include commission, featuring fees, user subscriptions, and the online courses that we look to establish earlier this year. So we are only targeting at higher education right now, but we do want to expand to K-12 later. Lastly, I want to finish by talking a little bit about roadmap for Note A+. Right now, we've already secured the market for University of Auckland. In 2018, we look to expand to AUT, Mass University, and Victoria University. We will plan to achieve this by working with the campus clubs and hiring student ambassadors to get started our network cycle. In the meantime, our tech team is working super hard on a new website with new functionalities and new systems to enhance user experience. This growth are mostly funded by our retained profit and the government grants that we received earlier this year from the Ministry of Youth Development. We plan to take our product to Australia market, and we plan to attack the East Asia and American market within the next 48 months. Entrepreneurship is a long journey. I was lucky to get to this at a very young age and had all these experiences throughout the year, although most turned out failing. But hey, even J.K. Rowling got rejected for 12 times before she actually wrote and published Harry Potter. Even Beyonce had to write hundreds of songs to get to Halo. Like what Mark Zuckerberg said, the greatest success comes from failures. I don't know for sure if Noting A+ is going to be the next Facebook, but I know for sure that we are going to strive our best to help every single student on the planet to study smarter, not just harder. If you share the same vision with me, don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you.
I write the lights out and take the mic out. I got my flow right now. Oh, whoa, oh, whoa.